So without further ado, Francesco Ciulla, please. Did you find it?
Yeah? Perfect, okay. Good morning. Okay. Some people are lucky in their lives because they have food, electricity, water, a good family, healthy family. And I am one of those people. I feel privileged for being one of those people. But some people are also lucky because they already know what to do with their lives when they are kids. I had a friend in primary school, and she wanted to be a doctor. And then she became a doctor. That's not me. I don't know about you, but this is not me. I didn't know what to do with my life. Or to be precise, I had a different idea. At 6, I wanted to be an astronaut. Who wanted to be an astronaut? Some people. Okay. We are on the same boat. I don't know if you made it or not. Not me. And so I wanted to be an astronaut, and at 15, I became a volleyball coach. This has nothing to do with astronaut. This has nothing to do with tech. But I always loved computers, mostly video games. I played with a Commodore 64. This reveals my age, of course, sadly. And I've always been involved into sports and teaching. Also, more maybe because both of my parents are teachers, so I've been involved into teaching sports and math, and probably I have some teaching DNA in my veins. At 25, I also started a CS degree because I wanted to be in tech, but I was not really sure about that. So I started this CS degree, but there was a big issue. A big issue that I didn't like to code. You know why? I don't know if I can say this on this stage, but coding can be a very boring activity. Especially at the beginning, when you start coding, it's like when you start, playing the guitar. At the beginning, can be a very boring activity, especially if you like to do some different activity. But I was basically not happy with my life. Let's say, basically, I had 2 lives. Like Neo in Matrix. I was basically doing this sports and teaching life, and then I was having this, let's say, not very successful CS degree study. And this was it was very important to understand that I was not happy with my life back then. But sometimes we need some special events that then can change our life. And sometimes someone can tell you that you can't do something. And this is exactly what happened to me. So when I was at the university, during an exam, it was a C exam, the theory part went well. The coding part didn't go very well. So at the very end, I passed the exam, but at the very end, the professor told me something. You will never be a developer. And I remember while I was driving back home about this sentence, I will never be a developer. And it took me like 30 minutes, but I decided to become a developer, like consciously. I decided, okay, now I want to really get my hands dirty and learn to code for real. So not how they teach you that at university or at a boot camp or watching a video, but for real. And so I came back home and I decided to learn how to code. And so I Googled, how can I actually code? Because as I said, coding can be a very boring activity. And I probably chose the worst possible way to learn coding. What's the worst possible way? Game development, which is probably the hardest one, right? But it's also probably the less boring one, so probably it was right for me. And so I started with the Unity 3D and C#. I don't know how many people have ever experienced the game development, let's say, tried. Okay, so at least we tried. Are you game developers? Okay, so we are on the same boat, okay. We like the game development, but we can agree that it's hard. But what is very important is that I learned the fundamentals. So the front-end frameworks, of course, the API works, the backend, Git, Docker, huge fan of Docker. And this was very important, and soon you will know why. This is one of my favorite sentences. Fundamentals are fundamental. I think especially in this AI era, I'm sure you will have enough AI talks today, but learning all the fundamentals now is probably even more important, now that AI can write a lot of code for us. And finally, I got my first internship opportunity. Amazing. I was ready to get into tech. Do you want to know how it went? Some people get rejected. And this can happen, of course. But I want to tell you how this happened. Because I'm bad at memorizing things. I'm also bad at memorizing talks. But I'm bad at memorizing things. And do you know what the interview was about? SQL command syntax. And even if I did the 2 exams at university with a max grade on relational databases, great projects, I can't remember the inner join table syntax. I really couldn't remember that. But I really want to stop for a moment to say this, that getting rejected can be the luckiest day of your career. And this is not just me. I know many people who got a great opportunity right after missing an opportunity. In that case, we can say we dodged a bullet. But what is very important, and what I really admire people too, is that people who don't give up, people who double down their efforts, especially after getting rejected, especially after failing an opportunity. That's the moment when you should really don't stop and start maybe adjusting the direction you want to go to. But I really admire people who keep doing their own stuff, despite all the difficulties that we have in our life. And maybe at some point, you might get a new opportunity. And this is exactly what happened to me. I got a new opportunity. I got an email from another university professor, and the email was like that. Francesco, would you like to make an interview as a position for a full stack developer for the European Space Agency? I thought it was a joke. So I replied, okay, what's the real reason why you are contacting me. And not for real. And the professor told me, no, it's a real opportunity, but I mean, if you don't want to go, I'm sure I can find someone else, so no worries. You know, the first thought was to just say no. Because, it's like when you are, at the beginning of your acting career, and you have a casting from Hollywood, or something like that. It seems something that is out of your league. It's maybe too early to do something like that. But I thought, you know what? Let's crush it. Let's do it anyway. And we will see. Also because I thought maybe this is an opportunity for me to make practice with interviews. Because probably doing interviews is a job. You should really make practice, understand the process. So my goal was to make practice with interviews. So while I was driving to this interview, I drive a lot. While I was driving this interview, I said, okay, Francesco, relax. You will try this interview. You will fail this for sure. And then you'll go back home and probably write some JavaScript code. Yes. Do you know what the interview was about? Not SQL command syntax, luckily. It was about the fundamentals. It was about front-end frameworks, luckily Docker and Git, and Maven, package manager of Java. And I remember that while I was answering all these questions, I was very calm. Because in my mind, I thought, I will never get this job anyway, so I can relax and just be myself. And I was not worried at all. I think the interviewer confused this me being so calm and relaxed for being confident. Say, this guy knows some shit. And so, long story short, I finally got the job. And I was very happy. I got this job as a full-stack developer instead of an internship. So, great. Not really. I mean, I was happy, but the problem is that, as I said, I was used to work in a gym. So, really noisy, people screaming, balls bouncing, everyone yelling, never silent. And suddenly, I was in a very silent place where the only sound you could hear was this. Was people clicking on their keyboards. And I don't know if you ever worked in an office, I don't know. But it was very scary. And also, since I was used to work in a gym, I couldn't sit for more than 30 minutes, which is a problem if you have to code. So I was basically going to the toilet every 30 minutes. So I think at some point my colleagues, they thought I either had some health issues or I was having drugs every 30 minutes. That's it. And also I was sad because I thought, this is my life now. I am a developer. It's great. But maybe I will never be a teacher anymore. I don't need to teach anything anymore. I don't need to communicate anymore. Right. And this really made me sad. But so I decided to do something else that I think I can really help also you. I decided to show up. I think I also had a very good timing because, as Chris said, I started in 2020, so we know what happened in 2020, COVID. So I had probably very good timing, but I decided to show up some stuff on social media, on videos, and so on. And this really helped me with freelancing, creating content, in developer relations, really, and of course, in public speaking. And I would like also to say that, yes, We Are Developers has been the first conference whoever invited me, also with an email. So I received an email. So I became a public speaker here at We Are Developers has been the first conference. And this really, really helped me. I'm still working tech, but now I'm going more in this direction. I think in 2018, I attended my first conference. I don't know if this is the first conference you are attending, but we can say that this going into in-person events, I can say that changed my life. So you are in the right place. I don't think I'm done yet. I still have some stuff to do. I want to keep doing what I really like doing. I'll also get married soon. I don't know where is Julia. I love you. Soon. And now, let's end this presentation. And I would like to say just 3 things, 3 simple things that changed my life, and maybe they can make your life better. Just 3 things. This is the first one. Get the right habits. I discovered that most of the things I do and I say, they are in the Atomic Habits book, but I never read it. So now I bought it, so now I can finally read it. But having the right habits can really change your life. For me, it's waking up very early. But of course, coding a bit every day, I think it's a great one. And understanding what really can put us in the right mood to change our life. This is the most life-changing one. Connect with the right people. Usually, I say this online. I say, like, connect with people on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Create your network. I hate the word networking, but let's say connect with people. Here, at a conference, you can do a lot. You can connect with people who are close to you, and this can really change your career. You can have so many career opportunities here. If you are an introvert, probably you need to go the extra mile to socialize and connect with people, but it's fine, because here you are in a protected area, I would say. So connecting with the right people, also people who want to do a similar job, can really change your life. And the last one. This is my favorite one. Be brutally honest with yourself. The only way to change our life, not just in tech, is to be brutally honest with ourselves. A classical example, when we admit that we are out of shape, then we can do something. When we are honest with ourselves that we don't like our job, then we can do something. When we decide that we would like to have a certificate, travel more, go to conferences, this is where we really start acting to change our life. So in my case, it has been admitting that I was not happy with my previous life, and now I can say I'm really happy with my life. There is a lot of work to do. But the first step, so admitting that you have some work to do, is the most important one. Because sometimes our brain tries to protect us, to don't do something. The brain doesn't want to wake up in the morning. And so we need to fight this. And this can really help us in finding our way in tech and in life. So I would like to wish you best of luck with the rest of this conference. I really love this conference. Feel free to connect with me. We can have a chat. I have all the day free. So good luck in finding your way in tech and in life. Thank you so much.